students in the series of online teaching. Now I will cover the practicals of basic mechanical engineering, and in that series I will first take the practical, that is introduction of boiler and its classification. Now about the introduction of boilers. As boilers comes under the category of external combustion engines, and they are used to generate steam, which is used for further applications like running of steam engines, steam turbines for power generation, and in different industrial applications. And how all this happens, that is the generation of steam. Boilers having different systems inside it, like feed water system, steam system, fuel system, different mountings, different accessories, different gauges. They works in synchronization for the conversion of water into steam for the supply purpose at different locations. Now about the water supplied to the boiler shell is not the normal water, it's the DM water, that is demineralized water. Demineralized water means it's having no impurity, even no mineral content in that. So whenever this water is supplied to the boiler shell, this will get the heat from the burnt fuel inside the shell, and after getting the heat it will be converted into the steam. Now this converted steam will be supplied to the next chamber, that is known as superheating of the steam, where steam gets the heat beyond 100 degrees centigrade. So this process is known as superheating of steam, and after the superheating this steam is supplied to the desired destination. Okay, so this is the conversion process of water to superheated steam. Now about the classification of boiler. Classification first based on the relative passage of water and hot gases. Now first one is water tube boiler. Now in case of water tube boiler, as the name indicates, water flows inside the tubes, and the tubes are surrounded with the hot flue gases. They are getting heat from hot flue gases and converting water into steam, and this steam will be converted into the superheated steam and will be supplied to the locations. So the diagram is clearly showing here how this is happening. Water is coming into the tubes. Okay, when it is coming into the tubes, these tubes are getting heat from the fuel and converting this water into the steam. So this is the water tube boiler, and the example of these type of boilers are Stirling boiler, Benson boiler, Babcock and Wilcox boiler. Now next is fire tube boiler. The basic difference between fire tube and water tube boiler: in water tube boiler the water is inside the tube, and in case of fire tube boiler the fire is inside the tube. Now in this, as fire is inside the tube or hot flue gases, and these tubes are surrounded with the water. Now when water will come in the contact of these hot tubes, now after getting heat again this water will be converted into the steam. So after further processing, that steam will be supplied. Okay, and these type of boilers are Lancashire boiler, Cochrane boiler and locomotive boilers, etc. Now another classification, that is based on the circulation of water, that is natural circulation and forced circulation. See, in case of natural circulation, when the water gets heat from the burnt fuel, the lower layer in contact with the heated zone first will get the temperature or the energy, and when it will get the heat there will be change in the density of this layer. So just the adjacent layer above on this layer having the different density, because that's not getting heat same as this one is getting. So there will be a difference in the density of these two layers, and this will happen layer by layer of this water element from the top to bottom. And when this happens there will be shifting of layers from the bottom to the top, and this type of circulation of heat from the bottom side towards the top side is known as the circulation of heat in natural way. So this is natural circulation. In these type of boilers the steam generation rate is low because it is happening naturally. Okay, and these type of boilers are Lancashire boiler, Cochrane and locomotive boilers. Okay, now in case of forced circulation, the movement of this heat transfer from lower layer to the top layer is initiated at a higher rate with the help of the pump. Okay, and when this pump is doing this task, so the generation rate will be increased, and this happens in the boilers like Velux boilers. Okay, now in the case of next classification, there are based on the positions. They are first stationary boilers. As the name indicates, stationary boilers are the fixed boilers. They cannot move from one position to another location. Okay, they will be installed at the one place, and after that they will supply the steam from their installed place. And in case of portable boilers having flexibility to move from one side to another side, but not at a higher side of the movement capacity. Okay, they can move but not very rapidly. They can move. Okay, they are having limited possibility of movement, so they are portable boilers. But in case of locomotive boilers, they are having a very wide range of movement. As you all know, in case of locomotive boilers, they are used in steam engines. Okay, they can move from one city to another city. That is the beauty of locomotive boilers. And in case of marine boilers, they are as used only for marine applications, that's why they are having different type of classification, that is called as marine boilers. Okay, next classification is based on the position of boilers, and the positions are horizontal, inclined, or vertical. When the available space is on the horizontal plane, okay, then the expansion of the boiler on the horizontal axis, and these type of boilers will be known as horizontal axis boilers. When the available space is enough in the vertical side or on the vertical axis, then these type of boilers are known as vertical axis boilers. Or when the combination of these two is available, then these type of boilers will be of mixed type, horizontal and vertical, that is inclined boilers. Okay, they can be changed as per the availability of space in the industries. Now according to the position of the furnace, there are two types: internally fired and externally fired. In case of internally fired, furnace is located inside the boiler shell, like in Cochrane and Lancashire boiler. And in case of externally fired, furnace is placed outside the boiler shell. Only the hot flue gases will go inside the boiler shell, and this happens in Babcock and Wilcox boiler. Okay, now next classification is based on the pressure generated by the boilers, and now that is low pressure boilers, the first classification. In these boilers, the pressure range is in between 15 to 20 bar. Now in case of medium pressure boilers, the pressure range is in between 20 to 80 bar. Now in case of high pressure boiler, the pressure range is beyond 80 bar. Now after that, the next classification is there, that is subcritical boiler. Subcritical boilers having the pressure range higher than high pressure boilers but less than the critical pressure of the water, that is 220 bar. Okay, now in case of supercritical boilers, they are having the pressure higher than critical pressure of water, that is 220 bar. And one more thing in case of supercritical boilers, that these boilers are not having the steps like other conventional boilers. Means in other boilers, water comes inside the shell of the boiler, and after that getting heat, it is converted into the steam. Then further this steam goes to the superheating chamber, and then after it is supplied. But in case of supercritical boilers, only water comes inside the shell, and directly it is converted into the heated steam. So there is the elimination process from heating to superheating, and then after supplying, means water is coming into the shell and converted directly into the superheated steam. That's the thing happens in supercritical boilers. Now at last, few facts I would like to explain you about the boiler, and these are: as you all know that whenever the fuel is burned inside the boilers, it will form oxides of nitrogen and sulfur and etc other harmful gases. So for the minimization of oxides formation by the nitrogen elements, that is called as NOx, burners uses nozzles, and these nozzles are called spouts. Okay, second thing, whenever there is a conversion of water into steam, there will be a rapid change or a very big change in its volume, that is 1600 times to its original volume. Okay. Next thing, boilers not always used to boil the water, and they never add moisture to the air. Next thing, if the supply pressure is higher into the boiler, it will maximizes performance. So thank you for listening, and we will meet in next lab. Okay, thank you.